The basic idea of karma and reincarnation is that we get back what we give out to life, whether it be in thought, word, or deed. Now, this can happen over multiple lifetimes, which brings in the idea of reincarnation. What we send out in this lifetime may not come back in this lifetime, but in a future lifetime. And what we have done in the past, we may be working out in this lifetime, or it may have come from previous lifetimes. Now, the advantage that we have in Ekankar, one of them is that we can work off this karma from past lives in the dream stage. And another advantage of Ekankar is that we have a spiritual leader whom we refer to as Mahanta, the living master, who is an individual who has gone to the limits that one can go in the far country, or heaven in more common language, and came back to the physical world, so he can act as a guide for other souls who want to make this journey into the inner worlds. Now, I want to relate a few personal experiences that I had in the inner worlds. One of them would be with my grandmother, who lived up until 1971, so I could have been in this period. She would have been raised in the Catholic tradition from the early parts of the 1900s. So she would have had a belief system which was taught to her from that tradition, and this included a belief in purgatory, an area which may have been abolished in more recent times and doesn't have a basis in scriptures from earlier times, but it was something which was invented for the purposes of selling indulgences. But in any case, she had a belief in this, and she considered herself not worthy to go straight to heaven when she died, but to have to spend a period in this purgatory. So my experience with her after her death would have been seeing her in some kind of a twilight zone, which wasn't too far from her home, where she was wandering around. Now, our home on the first level of heaven that most people go to when they leave this physical world is not much different from our home here on the physical world. It has, well, bigger rooms. It's a more vast area than here. But this was her experience, so we do have to have a measure of detachment in Ekankar when we go into such experiences as this, because every soul is entitled to its own state of consciousness and to have the experience that it chooses, whether it be in the physical world here or on the inner levels. And we don't really have a right to interfere in anybody else's state of consciousness. Now, the second experience is that I want to relate concerns an individual that I worked with in the factory where I have been working for the last 15 years or so. Now, this individual, after he had taken redundancy out of the factory and was unemployed for a number of years, took his own life by hanging. I was walking along a street in the inner plains, and I was supposed to visit a house. number 67 on the street. But as I went down along the street, I didn't go into number 67. I went instead to the end of the street where there was an entrance to a cave. So I went down into the cave, and there inside, hiding in a corner, in a darkened corner of the cave, was my friend. What she had done. After some time, I returned to the street. There was a barrier, an invisible barrier on the street. So that I did not get to go back to the house itself, which was number 67. Now the barrier was actually made of anger. Now soul in the inner planes, it has reached any degree of spiritual freedom, knows no barriers. But in cases like this, it takes time and patience to resolve those situations. So this is some of the experiences that we can get into as followers of Eckankar, but it does require a level of detachment to be of assistance to other souls and let them take their time to reach a solution to their problems. Because there is help both in the physical and on the inner planes for all souls who are in various states of consciousness where they actually do need help.